The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Poetic beats.
When you see me, you can see it. California, California. When you see me, you can see it. California.
California beaches, California breezes, California bitches, our California needs. Sun up, sun down, all smiles, no frowns. Cali life is like a circus, minus the clowns. I keep the top down, swag stays turning. There's so much heat, the week get burned. Every day is the right day. In Cali, I do it my way. Kush keep the highway. Sunset on Friday, promenade Saturday, Sunday to Beverly. Fuck the forecast. We know what the weather be. Post on the strip, showing off the whip. Real nigga love from the Bloods and the Crips. Cali, from the valley to the beaches to the flatland. Cali on my plate, I'm like a big old fat man. The desert is dessert, grapevine growing perp. All play, no work. Got my boy about to surf.
When you see me, you can see it. California, California. When you see me, you can see it. California.
I'm off that Cali Kush, blowing in that Cali breeze. I love life like my niece, Cali dream. Palm trees and beaches, sunsets and clubs, VIPs, bad bitches, hoes and things. Throw up the West, represent your city and your state. Compton, California, shout out to Big Face. We on a Cali tip, let's take a Cali trip. LA to the Bay, that's that Cali shit. Banging Dr. Dre on the way, that's that Cali shit. Bumping Snoop Dogg every day, that's that Cali shit. DJ Quick in my shit, that's that Cali shit. I'm a Cali chick, hood to the valley chick. Back to the hood, off a satin on my Cali shit. Queen of the West Side, BFLY, that's what I be on. Cali is my home, and home is where the heart is.
Thank you, poetess. And welcome to another edition of Al's Toomer's Down. I'm your host, Al Toomer. Tonight, I'm blessed to have two very goddamn fucking people that are near and dear to me. As you can see, I lie very well, but it's good to have them here. And we're going to talk about a plethora of goddamn topics tonight. Let me get started right now by introducing them right off the bat. I got my man Illy over there. And we've got high and got drunk for many years, but we've never done it in front of the world. So it's definitely a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, man.
With your Yankees hat on.
Yeah. I found out today that I was a Crip.
Why, because of the hat?
I didn't know the hats identified with different gang members, but I was over in a certain neighborhood and they said, "You a Crip." I was like, this is like Yankee University to me, like the best of baseball in America. You know, you don't get no better than the Yankees. So.
Yeah, because I'm from Georgia, so the Yankees is one of my favorite teams. Well, when you from Georgia, nigga, if you in sports, from the football teams to the basketball teams over there, they let you down every year. So I'm a Yankees fan, I'm a Lakers fan, and I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
But from just a baseball, like, that's what they do.
The Yankees, yeah.
The Yankees, that's why they call it Yankee University, because some of the best have come from there. I mean, they build, that's what they do. They build baseball.
Don't sleep on the Cubs, though.
Damn the Cubs.
I'm from Illinois.
Anyway, let us introduce you before you start telling us anything.
Oh, my God.
The Chicago Cubs. And then I got my main girl here. Tell them who you is.
Kashayla. Hi, guys.
How you doing? Now go ahead and tell us about the Cubs.
The Cubs, they won, 3 years ago? They won
But
the
they
World
hadn't
Series.
won the motherfucking-
It was like
You still sound a
100
little
years.
uncertain, though. You sound like, 3 years ago, 2
Yes,
years
okay,
ago?
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but they
if
hadn't
I'm
won in
uncertain.
104 years.
It's the fact that I have to rep for my city regardless, though.
You know a little history? You know a little history about the
I know that
Cubs?
they were struggling to win the World Cup Series, and they
The
finally
World
did.
Cup
The World-
Series? Okay. Yeah, we might want to just stick to another sport. The World Cup.
Hey,
and-
but you know what I'm talking about, though. You get it.
Yeah, there we go. We'll come back to that.
Right?
Well, let's get the pleasantries out of the way. Hell, nigga, we doing this during the holiday season. We just had Thanksgiving. Christmas is coming up. How do you intend to spend it, Elliot?
I mean, really, be honest with you, this is probably the first year that it ain't so tough because I'm an only child. So my mom is in
Selfish
one
ass
part of
nigga.
town, and my dad is in Memphis, and you got kids, and
Yeah.
so you spend most of your holiday traveling,
Right.
trying to make sure you see everybody. My dad's birthday is right after Thanksgiving. My mother's birthday, happy birthday, Mom, was just Monday.
Right.
So it's like you got holidays and birthdays all mixed, and then if you don't go to somebody's house, they mad at you because why you go there? You're like, well, shit. The plane only goes so many places,
Yeah, but them
and
same
your
niggas-
money only can go so many
Right.
places.
But that's what I have to deal with. But you have to ask them, nigga, how often do they fly here to see you?
Exactly.
It's the same distance. It's the same money for the plane ticket.
And all of y'all can come to my house, and then I don't have to go to all y'all houses, right? So this is a good year where just being at home.
Right.
And just chilling. I'm people talk about Christmas in regards to the spirit of it, and I'm just old fashioned traditional. We got the snowman up, we got the lights on the house, the tree up, the eggnog is gonna get the popping. We still do the cookies and the milk. We do have a fireplace, so we could be animated with that. So it's like I'm real traditional when it comes to Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And because you told me you was about like me now on Christmas. You ain't buying nobody no gifts either.
I'm not buying nobody. I am the gift at this point. Okay, as soon as I get off the plane, I am the gift. Right? You should be happy to see me. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I'm very traditional too. I am the only child. Christmases have been really hard for me because my grandmother passed away not too long ago. The grandma is, the mecca, the core of family time, the core of holiday time. So we've learned to cope with it and do our own thing. So now we have a house. Where we're gonna spend Christmas with, see all the family. So
And that's
really
a tough
excited.
one too, because when my grandmother died, you really realize everybody don't get along. And everybody was just coming to grandma's house because she knew you had to get along when you walked through
Exactly.
the
You
door.
ain't gonna be no
So
bullshit
then when
here.
she died, what happened is like my mom has 6 brothers, 6 sisters. So now they're trying to figure out who's the next house. Because you just said, now we found a house. So then that became, well, I ain't going over there because so-and-so going to come over, all that.
We
so,
found a common ground house.
How can it get so messy, Toomer?
Right.
Because we're
I'm just trying to eat some gumbo and some
That's just our
turkey
people.
and ham
that's our people, man. That's the true niggerdom amongst our people. That's how we do it. No matter whether it's north, south, east, or west, that's just how we do it.
I got one for you. So what about this? You're conspiracy theorists?
Oh.
Yeah.
like just of stuff. Like right now, the big topic is, Stephen Curry said that they never went to the moon.
And I agree with it.
I agree as well.
And then Kyrie Irving said that the world is flat.
I agree with that.
Damn, I need to drink some of that juice you're drinking.
I don't know about
ahead,
this.
right.
I don't know more about the world being flat. So,
Man, let me tell you this here. The world is not.
if it's flat, don't you just fall off at some end of it?
How about it being both of them? How about it being round and flat? I'm glad you brought that up. Any motherfucker that says that the shit, nigga, what are you walking on? It's flatness. Now, the world might be round, but it's also flat. How can anybody ignore that?
So you saying you ain't going down a hill and then you upside down and your feet is up? Okay, I got you.
I believe the world is round because of gravity.
You believe the world is ground because of the sky you look at. But what is the shit? It's like if you put a bubble around this table, the shit you walk on is flat. So any motherfucker that says that it is not flat is a fucking idiot. It is actually both. It is round and it's flat.
And if you're on heels, then it's round.
Yeah. But getting back to what Steph said, I mean, no, I don't. How come they ain't been back there? They went there one time. How come they ain't been back?
Well, I was watching the news this morning, and they was talking about how the astronauts is calling him out. NASA's calling him out. And they like, look, we gonna show you the rocks we brought back. How we know those rocks? Show you exactly. How we know those rocks really came from the moon? You know,
if you've done something one time, you ought to be able to go back.
But
there.
The actual astronauts, there's 12 astronauts that went to the moon, and 8 of them, they was tweeting him saying, you know, we really respect you, but at least respect us. We really went, but they could have put them in that little shadow thing, and they just told them they was at the moon. I mean,
where's the proof?
And why we all can't go? You know what I'm saying? We all can get on
the thing is, bruh, what really got them fucked that shit up is when they got them had the motherfucker on the moon with the flag, and the flag was blowing like it was wind there. They say ain't no wind there, so how is this fucking flag blowing like that?
And I believe that they only pretended to go to the moon because remember
Russia was trying to compete with them because if you done been there, how come you ain't been back in 50-some years?
Okay, well then since we're talking conspiracy, you heard about HAARP, right? Yeah, but be specific what you talking about. Because that's another conspiracy theory where HAARP, which is the sound waves that the government put out to be able to create weather change.
They could do that.
Yeah. So a lot of times when they use it as warfare now, where basically they have these big towers that brings out these sound waves out of the ground. And you see the big windmills that kind of charges it, and they're like in Utah and all these different places. And it's called HAARP, and it's a program through the government. And what it was initially was to kind of monitor and protect. Now they use it as a way to be able to kind of change weather conditions and things of that sort.
They've been doing that. They, from Hurricane Katrina to all that shit, man. I've heard it was man-made. It was distributed, huh? Yes, go ahead, dear.
The man who created HAARP used it initially. I'm sorry, you don't have that? I'll get you some in a second. The man that came up with HAARP invented it for people who, for countries that might have drought. So what it is like they have these towers that ping to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then it comes down. It could cause earthquakes. It could cause rain and all that. So it started out to help countries that are in drought because it can cause rain. But now you're right, Ilya. They use it
they take
for things they ain't supposed to be using.
Yeah.
Like always.
Yeah, they did.
I guess our U.S. government has the
if you want to look it up, it's HAARP.
Yeah, they've been doing that. Now they haven't gotten to a point where they can contribute or, control an earthquake, or maybe they have. But as far as tornadoes and hurricanes and all that shit, they can control that shit. They can make that happen anytime they get ready, and they're doing it. It's funny. You might as well bring a deck of cards out there the next time you come. Play some spades. So they that's going on. But what can a motherfucker do about it?
I mean, what can you do about it? I was going to talk about some Trump when you say that. What can you do about it?
Yeah.
What can you really do about it? I mean, the display of what you've seen on the news most recently, what can this man not do? You know what I'm saying? It's like...
But I got to admit...
You put any other president... It ain't even about black and white. You put any other prior president on... It's... even they were talking about Edwards, the one who had the baby with the girl.
Yeah.
They got rid of him.
I'm going to sit here, and there's some niggas who probably call me a coon-ass nigga or Uncle Tom or whatever, but I actually like that motherfucker. I don't like what he does. I like how he does it.
So
don't give a fuck.
So let me ask you this, because we was having this conversation today, and you could chime in. Do you get the impression that somebody else is controlling what he's doing? He's just the forefront.
The motherfucker, they might have already killed him, and he's a goddamn clone. I know when I was growing up, and you ain't much goddamn older than me, man. When I grew up in the 80s and 90s, everybody loved Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was playing Mike Tyson $40 million to knock motherfuckers out. Donald Trump was the nigga that everybody wanted to be. Nowadays, here comes this so-called racist motherfucker. But he's not really racist. Because it ain't like he ain't just goddamn fucking saying this shit about gays or black people or anybody. He called Bill Clinton a fucking pedophile. He has no goddamn limits on who he insults. So I ain't got no problem with a motherfucker like that. I really don't.
My problem is make America great again. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, then, make it great according to you, because everything is really, goddamn, it's how you perceive it. Maybe he wanted to make it great according to his goddamn mindset, but you got a brain of your own. So how can you make it great again or make it greater according to yourself? What was wrong with that? Most black people thought that he was talking about, well, let's go back to slavery and all this. No, that motherfucker wasn't trying to do all that shit, man.
But when he was growing up, we think about the 1960s. What was happening to us?
Yeah, but we can't keep fading back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think we in a society of a lot of intelligence. And as we continue to try to move forward, we can't continue to throw the race card. Because
we throw it so much that it's losing its value. My mother's
71 years old. Mm-hmm. And she got younger family members, and she go on the internet. And that's what I said. You can't be stupid no more. You can ask the internet anything, and
you're right. Siri will tell you.
Yeah. So it's like we like technology. We got intelligence. We gotta use that. We've already, people talk about blacks and what they've been through. Do you know every culture, every nationality been through something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But us as blacks, we harp on that to the point where it's like, it's something beyond that. There's a God. There's opportunities. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we put ourselves in situations to where it don't be always beneficial for us.
We want to monopolize victimization, always be the victim. But everybody is somewhat has been the victim of something. But we want to monopolize victor.
But when you look at
victimology,
who we have in our community in regards to leadership, when you look at what we have as a national broadcasting system that gets our word, that's the megaphone for us.
We ain't got none of that.
You know what I'm saying? We've created limitations for ourselves. When you look at the empowerment of the financial structure and businesses that's out there, we limit ourselves. We don't empower ourselves. But we quick to go spend money with other people and other cultures and other communities. So when you look at it, fundamentally, we just not solid in regards to just dealing with each other and really growing a path. Because some people don't identify with Africa. Some people don't identify with being African American. Some people don't identify with being American. It's like some people Negro, nigga. It's like,
we in pretty bad shape.
When you Filipino, you Filipino. When you Chinese, you Chinese. When you Japanese, you Japanese. When it comes to us as African Americans, we have no real identity.
We don't know who we are because it was stripped away from us.
But that's when I go back to intelligence. Just like he said, regardless of how you feel about Trump, you still got your own mind, your own ideas.
Yeah.
If you an opportunist, your color don't get in the way. When you're trying to make some money or whatever you're trying to do, it's your tenacity. You as a person, that's the people that created the legacies and past that we had as stepped out and believed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And saying, I'm not going to allow that to happen to me. I'm going to surpass that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not allowing race and color to just stagnate me.
So you're saying that our community has not been able to prosper because we can't get past our past. We can't get over it.
I say personally, the crack era since 1980s has stagnated the black community and has been stagnated ever since. You know what I'm saying? And now we're looking at second, going to third generation of chemical dependent children coming from crack babies now to meth heads. So that's that right there. We don't have church as a fundamental anymore. We've lost a lot of the fundamentals in the black community that's just not there anymore.
I believe.
Sorry.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's impossible that our people can overcome what the fuck they put on us?
I believe so.
I think
because if you ask me, when they talk about all the great things that America has got them created, and they've created, they ain't created shit. They stole a whole lot of shit. But in their time, if you ask me what is the greatest thing America has created, it is a nigga. Somebody whose mind that you totally brainwashed, and their plight is so bad, they can't even think about fighting you. They got to think about goddamn doing the best of what you can put in front of them to the best of their ability. Can a people like that ever win? And keep in mind that Indians, there's a whole lot of Indian tribe nigga that's been rubbed out that is totally non-existent. So if we think as African American that one day, 50 or 100 years from now, that our people, and I believe that's what they're doing. The last vestiges of people can say, well, my people were slaves. They trying to rub us the fuck out. I believe that's happening. So is it really possible that we can overcome what these people did to us?
I don't think it's an overcome scenario because I think historically we lost. Identity
Big
we lost.
time.
So how you gonna get out of something you don't even
years.
identify with?
I believe that, okay, we have to really think about it. Slavery just ended a little over 100 years ago. We were enslaved for 400 years. Do you think that it's going to happen like that?
Exactly.
I think that we can overcome it, but it's going to take maybe another 100 years because what they instilled in us is so deeply rooted. We have to change our whole mindset.
That's 2-3 generations past us.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of hopes. That's a lot of church going. I think throwing the towel is a wrap.
I believe that too, man. And I really hate to say it, but I really believe it's a wrap, bro.
It's a wrap.
As a black man, I really hate to admit that.
Our music, our culture, our attitude, our social behavior that's now currently, it's a lot of fixing.
Yeah. We got a call. Let's take this.
Hello, Mr. Toomer. This is
Hello.
Kevin. How's it going? Hey, Toomer, how's it going? This is Kevin. How's it going today?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm just listening to your insightful conversation as usual. I think the young lady really has an understanding of the reality of black people in America, and what I mean by that, make America great again is a catchphrase. It's dog whistle politics. That's to appeal to the racist crowd for political expediency. That's what that is. Yeah. And it is to infer that America was its greatest when we were in our so-called place and knew what our place was.
Yeah.
And that's like a euphemism for that type of phrase. But like she said, also, there's a lot of residue left over from slavery and Jim Crow that's still apparent to this day. Most of it's psychological, and I listened to what the other brother said about us spending money, keeping it within the community. That's a valid point also. But I think what we as a people suffer from is that we're not victims. It's just a psychology associated with poverty that we are working to overcome with materialism. And what I mean by that, if you look at America in the 60s, you look at things like Cadillacs, fine homes, and things like that, that wasn't associated with us at all. It wasn't even advertised to us.
Right.
But America was the type of country that could make having things make you feel complete and adequate. And that was a part of advertisement. It's only in political science that other countries advertise on the basis of quality. America advertised on the basis of being complete.
Right.
Look at the catchphrase, keeping up with the Joneses. That's how that started. So I think a lot of us as people have to shape a better perception of ourselves from the psychological residue of the past by obtaining materialistic things. I mean, how many people do you know?
All right, well, let me ask you, Kev, did you hear the last thing we was talking about before I took this call? Do you think, nigga, as a brother, as a people, that, bruh, shit, at some point, you can watch a game. Somebody up by 30 points, nigga, in the fourth quarter, that game is over. Or somebody beating your ass 56-0, goddamn it, at some point, that is over. Do you believe that we can ever rectify this and win as a people, or this game is just over, and all we can do is just live through it until we die off?
No, I think it can be rectified. I really do. It's just going to take a systematic way of going about it. But the thing about it will be to control finances within the race. And the one structural thing about racism is not as overt and social as it used to be. It's institutional. And the main thing against black people from a form of racism and discrimination is job discrimination.
Well, let me ask you a question. Poverty. Can I ask you a question then? Because, you know, sure. I always look at it like this. Even when you look at textbooks for education, you read the book and it's most time the answers is in the back. So a lot of times we're trying to figure out stuff. And you hear what you just said a lot. Yeah, I believe in it and we could do it. But what is the fundamental things that are going to be done, and who is the caucus of these individuals? And when you look at, you got children, you got family, you got homelessness, you got all these different social ills that's within the community, and then you have a people that's displaced. You know, where's the leadership coming from? How is that communitized where it basically become a national campaign where basically blacks is really coming together when basically every day on social media you see us falling apart?
I think the only weapon we have in that regard, and that's a great question, is just collective steering of our financial power. I think that's the only thing we have. Martin Luther King proved that with the Montgomery bus boycott when we possessed a lot less. But did you notice how the legislation happened immediately? Because there's two things America understands. There's economics and violence, and one is not really feasible. But we have the buying power to selectively make industries fail, succeed, and get all the legislation, civil rights, equity, treatment that we want. But it's going to be a matter of having us feel adequate without materialistic needs.
Okay, well then.
Now, how that's going to happen, I don't know, because
there's a lot of I don't know. Yeah. See, my thing is when you look at a financial literacy perspective. Okay, let's look at Crenshaw right here. What they had the riots here, the last riots here was almost 25, 30 years ago. Yeah. So 25, 30 years ago, right here in South Central LA. Basically, there was riots. That community basically took almost 25 years of no financial literacy knowledge because there was no banks. You know what I'm saying? So there was no banks available to that community. So they relied on the local small stores and the check cashing places to be able to kind of funnelize and do business. And how do you teach that financial literacy to two generations of people that grew up in a community that didn't even have that? So and I can only imagine when you look at some Georgias and some Memphises, and you can look at a lot of little small towns where they don't really have that aspect because what we're talking about is not my local community. We're talking about a national campaign of people that live in the United States as black people coming together and saying, hey, we're going to follow into this path that's going to get us to a better destiny. Just don't see it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that'll have to be a structural thing that'll have to be formed based on priorities and what's necessary versus luxury items, because even if you look at a dipping economy, the first thing that goes are things that aren't really necessary. You look at luxury items, hotels, conventions, fun things, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I think it would be a matter of looking at the core of finance. That's what's necessary for sustaining, and what else is optional. And whatever is optional could probably be used as a form of leverage. That's as close as I could come up with.
I'm glad you said that, because I heard you mention the luxury thing, man. As a people, man, we ain't sacrificed nothing as a whole, nigga. We came out of whatever we was in and started trying to act and be just like these motherfuckers. And I'm going to say it now. The feds can come lock my motherfucking ass up now, but I'm telling every rich motherfucker out there that's got some money, especially a nigga like Floyd Mayweather that's going out buying $18 million watch watches and buying $5 million goddamn Bugattis, all rich motherfuckers, even Bill Cosby. Bruh, what we need on our side is a nuke. That's what they got. That's the way they can pump the rest of the world all over the world. If you got some, if we had that, there would be no issue telling you to stop shooting black men in the street. We right here with these motherfuckers. We're basically just as vicious as them. Motherfucker, but if we got what you got, you gonna leave me alone, nigga. You know what's coming down the pipe.
So it's a gun versus a gun and a knife.
Yeah. We need the nukes.
Yeah, Dr. Claude Anderson wrote
and if you look at the Kevin, because he said that, if you look at the movie Black Panther, that motherfucker Killmonger, that's all he was saying. Bro, we finally got the shit now that can balance the shit or either put us ahead, and he got killed for taking wanting to take the vibranium to goddamn, he was actually us. He was born in Oakland. But we got the vibranium now to keep these motherfuckers off us, and his own people killed him. But Killmonger was an African American. But when we start thinking about shit like that, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, you can kill me today as long as some young motherfucker hear me and take what I say today. That's what we really need. Something to make you motherfuckers stop fucking with us. And that's something we ain't got. I don't know if it's going to be money or whatever.
Eat it in here.
Yeah. I'm like, woo.
Whatever it is.
It's a tight subject.
Definitely.
It have to be something collective. I just know individually, philosophically, financially, or otherwise, it'll never happen.
We got the money to do a whole lot of shit, but when we finally get they got that money, what are we gonna do?
Rims.
Go buy houses, go get a bunch of cars. What do we fucking do with it?
I understand that. I mean, it is really wrong, but I can't really knock us too much about it because we were so stigmatized. When you thought about black people, we were poor, we didn't have nothing. So when we finally get something, we wanna show that we're not,
But you know what?
Poor.
I mean, stop. Hold on. You hear it at every funeral. You know what I'm saying? People always say, we was poor, we didn't have nothing. But you know what we did is we made do what we had.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, it was, when you characterize we didn't have nothing, well, what did that really mean? Because everybody
we
had
didn't have what they have. That's the only thing
you can't, that goes back with the young man Kev was talking about, the materialistic side of it. But you had you might not have all your needs, but you had your wants.
Your wants.
You know what I'm saying? But we all grew up in a Southern household where basically it was going to be some food on the table. You're going to have some clothes. They're going to be clean. They're going to get ironed. We had those fundamental things. I told my son just recently, I said, the difference between me and you is that when I grew up, my mother handed me my clothes ironed. Mm-hmm. And you knew exactly what now y'all just put on whatever and look like a clown. Or the clothes ain't clean, or are looking at just that alone, just the etiquette of how young girls come out, how young boys come out. Are they bathing right? Are they hygiene appropriate?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and young women today, they putting on makeup, they don't know how to take it off, they adding all these different hairs and hair smelling like plastic, and it's like.
And then when you got a goddamn a segment of us, man, like I say, you saw me just put some extra light on me tonight. It ain't that I don't enjoy being black, man, but there's some motherfuckers who legitimately hate the color of their skin. They say bleaching products. It's a $50 billion a year industry of motherfuckers bleaching their motherfucking skin.
And just because I like to create bullshit is this. White people deal with color and problems
because they go tan.
Because you got brunette versus blonde, brown versus blue eyes. Mexicans deal with the same thing. Whiter Mexicans is treated different than darker Mexicans. It's all in all different ethnicities. Do you know that, right?
I do know that, but at the end of the day...
I agree with that brother because I think all the psychologically afflicted try to reach Obama's color as the happy medium of all of them. The black folks bleach, the white folks tan, and everybody's all screwed up. The people who are
exactly.
With the way they look. Yeah, that brother has a point.
Yeah. You want to ask him something?
No, I do believe that going back to what you said, I do believe that every race has their own, or at least they have their own problems, right? But we have ours, but we have to deal with that through everybody else as well. That's the difference between us and everybody else. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You're
so
right.
we have
a different
we have it worse.
reality. You're right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for... Okay. All right, Kev, somebody else calling through here, man. Thanks for calling in. You always coming in impactful as a motherfucker, man. Thank you.
All right.
And get your ass down here and sit down. Your mailbox head son of a bitch. You always calling in on the phone. Come in and sit down with me. The airport ain't that far from here.
Okay, angel of misery. You got it.
All right, baby. Thanks for calling. All right, who we got here now? Well, we finna take a break. Like I said, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I'm gonna get back and talk about what the fuck I wanted to talk about.
Poetic beats.
Bitches, I California need it. Sun up, sun down, all smiles, no frowns. Cali life is like a circus, minus the clowns. I keep the top down, swag stay turning. There's so much heat, the week get burned. Every day is the right day. In Cali, I do it my way. Kush keep it highway. Sunset on Friday, promenade Saturday, Sunday to Beverly. Fuck the forecast, we know what the weather be. Post on the strip, showing off the whip. Real nigga love from the Bloods and the Crips. Cali, from the valley to the beaches to the flatland. Cali on my plate, I'm like a big old fat man. The desert is dessert, grapevine growing perp. All play, no work, got my boy about to surf.
When you see me, you can't see it. California, California. When you see me, you can't see it. California.
I'm off that Cali Kush, blowing in that Cali breeze. I love life like my niece. Cali dream, palm trees and beaches, sunsets and clubs, VIPs, bad bitches, hoes and things. Throw up the West, represent your city and your state. Compton, California, shout out to Big Face. We on a Cali tip, let's take a Cali trip. LA to the Bay, that's that Cali shit. Banging Dr. Dre on the way, that's that Cali shit. Bumping Snoop Dogg every day, that's that Cali shit. DJ Quick in my shit, that's that Cali shit. I'm a Cali chick, hood to the valley chick. Back to the hood, off the satin on my Cali shit. Queen of the West Side, BFLY, CALI, that's what I be on. Cali is my home, and home is where the heart is.
When you see me, you can't see it. California, California. When you see me, you can't see it. California, I ain't in the 6-4, 100 spokes, windows down, push smoke, West Coast. We got the best smoke, romance and with mango, and it don't take two to tango. Not with the sweet shit, that's just more for me. Oh yeah.
Look, Kush lit riding up Wilmington 100 ENT, nigga ball like Wimbledon. So California had to pull the Impala out. Ask baby mama favorite rapper that she all about. Same nigga that these hoes can't get $1 out. Still bag a bad bitch when I'm out and about. California living fast and I'm loving it. Toss a few stacks for the fuck of it. Beats.
When you see me, you can't see it. California, California. When you see me, you can't see it. California, California.
Poetic beats.
Bitches, our California needs, sun up, sun down, all smiles, no frowns. Cali life is like a circus, minus the clowns. I keep the top down, swag stay turning. There's so much heat, the week get burned. Every day is the right day. In Cali, I do it my way.
Song ain't even 5 minutes. He talking about I've been goddamn gone, but you got. Poet is, I am not that high. I know damn well you ain't did that. So at the end of the day, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My man Ilya over there, Kashala. Is it Kashala? How do you say that? Kashala?
Kashala.
Kashala. What is that? Anyway, now I was
You gotta call him.
They gonna wait. I was talking to you earlier about the organ donor thing.
Yes.
Because I just saw something. Are you familiar about, how they, we talked about that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying is if you lose a loved one, check their body before they put them in the ground.
You gotta be light.
Niggas worry about them taking diamonds off of motherfuckers' fingers and taking money out of his pocket and all. You better start checking the inside of your loved ones before they put them in the ground because they're robbing your loved ones of organs and making big money off it. I don't mind, nigga. You steal my goddamn brother's liver, kidney, and everything. But if you made $300,000 on that nigga, I want a cut. So we can't have it like that. But play this clip here. This is back around my hometown, Lounge, Georgia, Albany, Georgia, right down the street. We used to play these motherfuckers in sports every goddamn year. But a black kid got killed down there by some white boys in high school. But for some reason, they had to exhume the body, and when they exhumed this boy's body, man, they didn't find nothing but goddamn newspaper all over his body, in his head. They just stole all of his goddamn organs. They didn't even know that's what was going on. So let's look at this first, and then we'll come back to it.
It's the second time Jacqueline Johnson cried next to her son Kendrick's grave. The first time, he was being lowered into the ground. This time, he's being pulled out of it.
Did you ever expect you'd have to exhume his body?
No, I didn't expect to have to bury his body.
In June, Kendrick's body was sent to Florida. The Johnsons hired Dr. Bill Anderson to conduct an independent second autopsy. In that autopsy, Anderson told the Johnsons he'd found evidence that Kendrick died as the result of a blow to the neck and not accidental asphyxia, after slipping into a rolled gym mat at school, as investigators in Georgia had said. But what Dr. Anderson did not find shocked them.
When we got the body for the second autopsy, that organs, the heart, lungs, liver, etc., were not with the body.
The brain?
The brain, they were all absent.
Every organ from the top of Kendrick's head to his pelvis gone, and his family had no idea.
We have been...
They are doing this shit, folks.
So how are they able to take the organs out without them without them knowing? I'm confused.
When you got to look at the process of where your body has to go. If you just drop dead, or somebody killed you, you got down in a car accident, your body has to go through the hospital and then go to the funeral home. Those are the motherfuckers that's taking your goddamn organs. Okay, yeah. Those are the people that are taking your organs before you don't even think about that.
They're still warm.
Oh, and they can do it to where you can't see. Wow.
And you go look at what the prices is for a liver or organ. I forget what old white guy it is. They say he need a goddamn heart right away. And that's probably like $150,000. But I bet you they going to find somebody. Even they have to kill your motherfucker, they have to get it. That's why on my driver's license, I am never goddamn said I was an organ donor.
Yep, I took my name off of that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, you got a caller. You want to take your caller?
Man, we're going to go through this because I've learned I'm getting better at what I'm doing when I get through what I want to do, because of whoever that call is, whoever that call is not what I wanted to talk to. I know my time limit, and I wanted to talk about organ donors and then go into that money shit. But if I take that goddamn call, it's going to take me somewhere. So they call back. But I wanted to talk about this.
But, you know, they had the conspiracy. I know that in L.A. they was talking the same thing about taking the organs. But this conspiracy was that the police was setting up African-American kids' murders, you know what I'm saying, or even creating scenarios where they're retaliating to create the murder, to create the opportunity to be able to take these black kids.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Some of that kind of shit.
Yeah. So, that's
crazy. Man, they dealt with it in that movie Get Out, with how they were doing motherfuckers. But, you know, even on a rogue level, man, we talking about, that's what they legally do. Bruh, there are places over in Vegas where they say that motherfuckers have been set up, man, thinking he's going somewhere with a goddamn woman and woke up in a goddamn fucking cold tub of ice. And with a number there saying, hey, Jack, we just jacked you for your kidney, homie. You probably better call the paramedics right now. There are people out there really jacking people for organs, nigga, and selling your organs like it's a bird.
Mm-hmm. I know they're buying them in the Orient and in Europe. So if you are black, I guess your organs is real expensive. Because you know what we could do.
They do it.
We can run, jump, and.
But it's big business. Do you remember that movie, The Repo, with the Repo Man?
Yeah.
What was he repoing? He wasn't going out taking no cars back or no property and nothing. He was repoing motherfuckers who had bought an organ. In other words, if you needed a heart or something, you could afford that. I mean, you got to keep up payments on that, nigga. If you miss your payment, you miss 2 or 3 payments, we coming to get this bitch back.
Wow.
So this goddamn organ shit, it is big business for people. But I wish you would come and take some of mine right now. I ain't bullshit. At 49, nigga, I done used all of mine. Wish you would come jack me for mine. I bet you, goddamn, whoever you give mine to will be suing your ass because they'll be dead 2 or 3 days. Use my liver, my kidney, my heart, everything. Please take mine. And see how long the motherfucker lives who you gave it to. Shit just killed me. And some fool gonna buy mine. But anyway, before we go on, because I'm running out of time, y'all got anything else y'all want to say on that? Because we're going to go to this money thing that I was talking about earlier. So you got anything else to say about the organ? And speak up.
I just think it's disgusting. And I feel like we always have a target on our back. You have to watch your back, not only to get shot, but to contain or keep your organs. This is ridiculous. Is this America? Is this the world?
It is America.
No respect for
human
rights.
And you know what I left out there? They ain't just started this because babe, you know, goddamn, back in the goddamn days, there's disgusting shit of goddamn white men, goddamn fucking when they was lynching brothers way back when we had no rights at all. You know, when a nigga got a dick as long as this table, they'll cut it off and eat it, thinking it's gonna help his goddamn prowess with his little pink dick head. They've always body organ us. They've always fucked us up.
Yeah, I'm like it had to be going on for a very long
time.
All
right, she gonna keep putting it up there, so but I ain't got much time because I want to get to this money. So who is this? It better not be no bitch I know. Hello.
Hey. How you doing, sir?
Hello?
Yeah,
who's this? What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? This is Farron, AKWDC. I'm a broadcaster on Sports Selective TV there on Morris Media Live. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right, man. What's going on? Thanks for calling in.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you. Shouts out to the panel, to Ilya and the lady sitting between y'all. Just want to say hello to everybody real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, your caller about the first segment about what can we do for our society, man. I just wanted to come and just say a little bit about that conversation before you get off.
Well, shoot it, baby, shoot it. And I hope it's a powerful shit. Please shoot it. That's what I'm looking for.
So what my view of it is that you got to go back and you got to look at people's ideology and how those ways of we think and where we get all these ideas from.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's been taught and been passed on through generations, through all these stories that we've been dealing with as people. And so you look at our community as black people, we got all this conversation about what they did to us as slavery.
Right.
And people, I think people use that as an anchor.
You ain't bullshitting. An excuse.
Life,
yeah. So, you know.
Own way, right?
Yeah.
So I think if as a people, we got to go back and look at our concepts, our precepts, and how our concepts got developed, and the philosophy that we're looking through life at, and discover that might not be the truth.
Right.
And then we got to go back and challenge what we believe is true with some other kind of views. But you got 8 billion plus people, and everybody's got their own idea of life.
Yeah.
Don't match.
Yeah.
Or some of them do match.
Right. So
it's not about the superficial conversation, man. We got to go back to the heart of man and heal our past and heal what our ancestors been through, and then take our own
man, I'm glad you called in with that, because I hear you with this, but I'm telling you and everybody else, because you're right. But we need voices like yours. I mean, we as a people cannot feel like, nigga, that we are right there. Nigga, we have been buried since these motherfuckers took the chains off of us. But we feel like we are successful. But we're not. As a people, as a whole, nigga, as a people, nigga, we lose. Hey, you got a couple motherfuckers doing something. All right, nigga, you hit 60 points tonight, but the team still lost. As a people, as a whole, we have never actually felt like that, you know, that we think just like them. Yeah. We ain't never felt like, nigga, our back was against the wall, maybe with each other, but with white people? No, we right there, and I'm telling you, we are just as foul as these motherfuckers because they raised us.
We got to break the stories and create new stories about where we at today.
Yeah, right. And you keep doing what you doing, man. But like I say, too often I got them talk to people around me that it's sudden death overtime. We have to talk to each other like that. Like we on the brink of winning. No, nigga, we on the brink of being fucking extincted. Because that's where we is.
Got to break that old conversation, man.
But you keep doing exactly what you doing, baby, because that's what we need. Young brothers like you saying it just like that. Because as long as we ain't talking about nothing but getting that money and getting that bag and doing shit, nigga, we getting fucked off.
That's superficial conversation right there, man.
Exactly. You talked about that earlier. But the superficial shit, nigga, that's all we think about. Even we get money, nigga get $100 million. Fucking Floyd Mayweather go make $300 million and fight, nigga. Don't do. I'll go buy an $18 million watch. I'll go buy $25 million cars because I can. Nigga, what are you doing with it? They ain't helping your people.
Unfortunately, when you look at the guy that's sleeping under the freeway and think that that's the life right there because of his ideology about where he's at and about his physiology, money don't mean nothing to that.
Exactly.
It ain't about money. But hey, I thank you for your time. I love to meet you.
Well, I thank you for calling in too, man. I really do.
All right.
Good luck, F. Dizzle.
Yeah.
All right, Ilya. Shout out to Cali Sportsman.
Yeah. That was cool. But I mean, you look at it. We're all adults up here. Do you know anybody, man, that ain't got no problems? No matter what they find, they can be. I know rich motherfuckers and I know poor people, and I don't know none of them motherfuckers that ain't got no problem.
But you know what? We was having this conversation today about problems. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I find myself adopting people's problems versus having really problems. Like, what is it?
That's another thing.
I'm really more bothered with other stuff because my phone ringing because of this and my phone ringing because of that. And you need that and you're this and that and you going through this or that. Mm-hmm. But when you really look at it, what problems do you really have?
Exactly. Right. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I say I don't march. I don't really go out and vote. I mean, I ain't voted, but I do what I really wish I would have voted like a year ago. Let it do about no president.
You can't go back.
Yeah. But there was a tax that they passed on cigarettes, nigga.
Oh, okay. It's a cigarette.
40% tax.
So he could have voted on that.
My motherfucking cigarettes jumped up from $4 to $9, nigga. I was real upset about that.
Yeah.
I'd have voted on that. But they didn't tell me
That's a mortgage payment.
Yeah, that really hurt. That upset me. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about with that. But back what you were saying to get back is like, even when that's why I don't look at the news no more. Every day they want to tell you something to keep you upset. If I look at the news, nigga, I still a mad ass nigga. Another black man and got gunned down, armed and all that other type of bullshit. This is that that's been disrespected. And then you look at your life personally, man, this shit ain't really happening to me or to nobody I know.
I mean, you know.
But if you look at shit on their screen, you get mad. And I don't feel like I am obligated, or God put me here to follow what somebody else tell me I should follow.
But you know what? The thing is, I hear people talk about that all the time. I don't watch the news. It's all negative. It's all negative. What's positive? Well, I mean, other than Facebook and with your family and it's a birthday party or something like that. Facebook. But what's positive? Everything out there, if it's, you look at the memes on social media, everybody's trying to, if you didn't do this, you should do that. Do you like this?
Yeah.
What's positive? So watching the news ain't nothing but just making you aware of what's going on.
I'm already aware of that.
Yeah, I watch the news just a little bit just to keep my foot in there, but I can't watch it for a long period of time, just what you said, because I'll be mad.
All I'm saying is I don't have to watch it live. If anything was said motherfucking important, I can pull it up on YouTube and look at it later. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sitting around for the 6 o'clock news and the 9 o'clock news live and what these motherfuckers are talking about.
With a bag of cheddar chips and a Coca-Cola, man.
Not doing nothing.
Say I need to drag this on 5 minutes longer. You said you had one earlier. All right, nigga, I didn't do my money shit for it. It's already wrapped up. And now I got a problem. Tell me, goddammit, I can't do it.